right now driving through Washington from Seattle to Spokane. Just checking out the rest of the state. It's pretty gorgeous. Got some wind farms, some snowy hills. Beautiful. But I thought it'd be cool to start off the Vancouver Island, British Columbia video with how I feel afterwards. So not yesterday, but the day before in the morning, I was in Port McNeill. And Port McNeill being the northern bit of Vancouver Island. And I came down, drove about 9 hours that day to Seattle. Downtown Seattle is where I'm staying at. And it's obviously just one part, being that I'm from LA, it's just one part of a massive road trip I'm doing. I'm on the road for, by now it's been 2.5 weeks. I'm probably gonna be on the road for another week and a half maybe. But yeah, it's been awesome. I was in Vancouver Island for 3 days, drove 7 or 9 hours every day that I was there. Pretty much saw everything, every population center for sure, except for Cape Scott, which is not populated much, but it's unpaved roads, it's out of the way. I frankly didn't have time, but maybe in the future I'll check out Cape Scott. And I'd love to check out the islands of the sort of the passage in between the mainland and the island. That would be cool. But yeah, I thought it was awesome. I'd like to give a thank you to Craig from lighthousefriends.com. It gave me a lot of information, a lot of useful tips. Maps are super, super helpful. I cannot stress that enough. The maps were unbelievable lifesavers. And they worked even at points, but I didn't have that good reception. So that was awesome. But yeah, driving through Washington State. I hope you guys enjoy the video. There were a lot of beautiful lighthouses, and they were different than the American ones, which I thought was fascinating. They're very different, and you'll see that. All right, hope you enjoyed the video. So I'm on the ferry, seaplane passing by. I'm on the ferry from Port Angeles, Washington to Victoria. It's absolutely freezing. Oh, the winds were, it's a pretty fast moving one, but look at the lighthouse. Let's see if we can find it. Right there. Right. Let's see if I get it. Right there. Yeah. It's called the Ogden Breakwater Lighthouse, I think. Oh, it's a modern lighthouse. Oh, jeez, it's so cold. It's right there. Alright, and that white thing poking out of the breakwater. Oh, it's awesome. Man, going into Victoria. It's right there. That white thing passing by. 8 out of 10. You know what? Yeah, 8 out of 10 is fine. Modern ones are kind of lame. Yep, it's Victoria. On to the next lighthouse. Alright, I'm just west of Victoria. Stayed the night there. Got off the ferry around 4 p.m. or something like that, 5 p.m. Explored a little of like around Sydney and Duncan and Cowichan Bay. But yeah, stayed the night in Victoria. Very cold this morning. It's in the high 30s. So I got the beanie on. And a bit of a roller coaster, I must say. But it ended out on a positive note. So I was driving to Sook West, and I totally forgot about this lighthouse I'm about to show. So I'm like, oh shoot, let me turn back, and luckily it was only about a 20-minute detour in all, going back and forth. But I got here, it's gated off, so it opens at 10, and I got there at 9. So I'm like, damn. I was about to turn around when all of a sudden I see one of the employees, one of the rangers, I guess the equivalent of the rangers in Canada. They come out, they're like, oh, we're opening it up. I'm like, great. Hell yeah, 1 hour early. Let's do it. And so I go in, I'm getting out of my car, I'm walking towards the gate to get to the fortress. It's actually a fortress called Fort Rod. Hell yeah, with 2 Ds. Rod with 2 Ds. But yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. And so I was in Fort Rod to see the lighthouse. That was awesome. But anyways, I'm getting there and I'm getting towards the gate, and the guy's like, "Oh, dude, I made a mistake. You know, I got the hours mixed up. It's not opening for another hour." I'm like, "Oh, damn." And so I was about to film a video there from like a very far distance, a bad view to be honest, but it would have kind of gotten the lighthouse. And I'm like mid-filming, and he comes across. He's like, "Hey, you know, you could go down the road and you go on the beach," which I'm at right now. Beautiful beach. And look at that. It's on a road, but there's like a lake behind me. See that forest? You kidding me? This is nice. He's like, "Go there and you get a much better view than where you're trying to film." I'm like, hell yeah, man. Great advice. Literally 2-minute drive. And yeah, I'm here. And boom. Let's see if we get it. Beautiful Fisgard Lighthouse. Fisgard Lighthouse in Fort Rod. All right. But yeah, no, 10 out of 10. Absolutely beautiful. The guy told me it's the oldest lighthouse in Western Canada. Of course, Western Canada really didn't... It wasn't sort of reached until, I believe, early 1800s. I'd say, I'm estimating here, but 1820s, 1830s, because I know the Oregon crisis, which was a conflict between, not a conflict, but a sort of crisis between Britain and the United States over the Oregon Territory, which at the time stretched from the Columbia River, to where about modern day Vancouver. There was a dispute who was going to get that territory, and the compromise was that they'd split the line at the 49th parallel, and that's what happened. Basically, Britain probably could have pressed it, but they, at the time, America's a rising power, and they kind of wanted to keep good relations, and it ended up working out because we saved them in both world wars. But yeah, Fisgard Lighthouse, quick history lesson. Who doesn't like history? Come on. Oldest lighthouse in Western Canada, in the province of British Columbia we're at. And yeah, you got to visit this place. We're at Fort Rod. Not currently, but it is on Fort Rod. Opens at 10, so don't make the mistake I made. All right, we're going to keep on heading sort of like northwest along the coast of Vancouver Island. Hit some more lighthouse. Epic views. Yeah, on to the next. All right, we're at Sheringham Point Lighthouse. Boom. 10 out of 10. Absolutely beautiful. Oh my God. We're about 15 miles west of Sook. You got to take Route 14, which is a nice highway. Pretty smooth highway, good scenery. Small little road to get down to the trailhead, and then small little trail you got to walk down, but great character on that trail. But yeah, no, 10 out of 10 Point Sheringham. It's definitely a 20th century lighthouse. We've been seeing mostly 19th century lighthouses in America, but this is definitely a newer one, or at least I'm assuming so. Based off the looks of it, it just looks a bit more modern. But yeah, absolutely beautiful. British Columbia is insane. Untouched wilderness. If you're an outdoorsman, you gotta be here. Absolutely beautiful. But yeah, we're gonna keep on heading west. Yeah, plenty more lighthouses to see. All right, we are at Port Alberni, and look at that, the Port Alberni Lighthouse. So Port Alberni is situated on the Alberni Inlet. British Columbia has a ton of these sort of inlets and fjords, and yeah, this covers one of them. More so the length, not so much the width because it's not that wide. But yeah, 8 out of 10. It's functional, 20th century, modern, utilitarian. Heading southwest towards Ucluelet. That's where I'm going to stay the night. Port Alberni itself is kind of, it's all right. It's decent, little industrial, but nothing wrong with that. We're just going to slowly keep going. All right, on to the next. All right, so I stayed the night at Ucluelet in the southwest, kind of central southwest of the island. Very nice, very cold. It went below freezing last night. There was frost all over the car, but look at that. We're at Amphitrite Point Lighthouse. Amphitrite. Who knows? Maybe it's Greek name. But yeah, real nice. 10 out of 10. Beautiful, modern. First modern one that I give a highest rating to because look at the scenery. Oh my god, jagged rocks. You kidding me? All right, we're gonna keep on heading north. It was nice, but I stayed the night here, saw a lot. So yeah, we're gonna keep on moving. Next lighthouse. We are truly at a gem right now. So I'm right next to the small city of Campbell River. My god, the views. I'm on this beach. The rocks are studded with barnacles and seaweed, and frankly, it smells like a bunch of oysters. And there's the odd clamshells on the floor. But man, this place is beautiful. I just drove in from Ucluelet, went to Pulteney, and then I came over here to stay the night in Port McNeill. Pretty far drive, but oh, look at the views. Look at the views. That right there, all those are the mountains of British Columbia, the mainland Canada. Right there, look at those snow-capped mountains. The Greater Rockies. Oh my god. Absolutely beautiful. Maybe the best view I've had this whole trip. And that's saying a lot, to be honest. And look at the crystal blue water. I mean, oh my god. It's clear. You could drink it. Probably not. But over there in the far distance. Oh my god. Can you even see it? Let me see. Over here is Cape Mudge Lighthouse. Cape Mudge being on Quadra Island. 10 out of 10. No questions asked. You could barely see it. Oops, not even getting it right. You could barely see it. That little speck. That tiny little speck right there. But man, it's beautiful, this view. 10 out of 10. Gotta come out here. But we gotta keep on moving. On to the next. Alright. Absolutely freezing day. It's been the low to high 30s pretty much all day. Drove out of Ucluelet. Went across the island, to Pulteney. Chilled there. Went up north. Port Hardy, Port Alice. Accidentally went down a logging road. Thought it was a shortcut. Turned out it was a logging road, so unpaved roads for 30 miles. But that was fun. Got to see the logging industry of the island. But now we're here. It's in the far distance. And it's active. Pulteney Point Lighthouse. Certainly a modern one. 10 out of 10. I mean, one of the most beautiful places on earth that I've been to, at least. Absolutely beautiful. This is the last lighthouse of British Columbia, of Vancouver Island. This island's been awesome. Absolutely awesome. You guys have got to visit. Winter wasn't too bad. There wasn't that many tourists. Prices are low. And it's cold, but, you know, you got to win some, you got to lose some. And I definitely won a lot this time around. I was lucky, maybe. Look at the snow-capped mountains in the distance. Hopefully you can see that. But yeah, tomorrow, hopefully I'll be in Seattle. We'll check out some more lighthouses. All right, on to the next. So small little update. That was not the last lighthouse, but a mistake that is probably welcome, right? We always want some more lighthouses, but look at this. Where is it? There you go. On that island there, right there, Chrome Island Lighthouse. Probably hard for you guys to pick it up, but it's there. Absolutely beautiful. We're next to Deep Bay, which is a small little town, barely. It's like a community, really. And we're about 30 miles west of Parksville. Look at this stream. There's a stream there right beside the road. But yeah, Chrome Island Lighthouse, 10 out of 10. We're gonna keep on moving on to Seattle. And we're gonna see some more lighthouses on the way. So, yep. All right, slight miscalculation. I did not know there was a roof deck to this ferry. But yeah, British Columbia was fantastic. Because of this lack of knowledge, I missed out on a few lighthouses to show you guys. I took pictures instead. But what a send-off. Got my brownie that I heated up, some tea. And yeah, I'm enjoying myself right now. We're heading to a little bit south of Vancouver. Gonna stay in Seattle. We got more lighthouses to see. British Columbia has been fantastic. Can't wait to come back. Recommend anyone to visit. Place is absolutely stunning, untouched wilderness, and beautiful lighthouses above all. All right, so till the next time.